And so it's been a year since US President Donald Trump met North Korean leader Kim Jong-Un in Singapore. So what really has changed for the two countries and the world since then? Well, an opinion poll says there hasn't really been much of a change. Most of the respondents in the United States, Japan and Russia say that the relations between old rivals, US and North Korea, have not improved significantly in the last 1 year. 30% of Americans said that the situation has worsened, and so did 27% of the responders in Japan. Now, what this means is the failed Hanoi summit and the lack of a peace deal or an agreement has had a negative impact on the public opinion. The masses in America and Japan seem to believe that the diplomatic process with North Korea is not on the right track. The people in China, however, do not agree to this. Most of the respondents in China said the relationship between North Korea and the US has improved since the Singapore summit. Now, more than half of those surveyed in the US and Japan said that sanctions should be employed alongside dialogue while dealing with North Korea. But for Russia, diplomacy seemed to be the most popular option. 69% of the respondents in the country were not in favor of the sanctions. In China, 43% of the respondents prioritized focusing on diplomacy or supported a twin-track diplomacy and sanctions. Now, the experts who steered the survey said that the public seems to believe that Trump is key to solving the impasse. The majority of the responders said that the United States holds the power to use sanctions, diplomacy, or both of these in its dealings with North Korea. The survey was conducted by Ipsos Mori, and it was commissioned by the Korea Foundation, Regent University, Brussels chair. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will deliver a major policy speech on India and the US today. Pompeo will deliver the keynote address at the India Idea Summit of the US-India Business Council. The topic for Pompeo's address reads the US and India, an economic foundation for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Addressing the summit will also be US Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross, Maharashtra's Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, Invest India CEO Deepika Nagla, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, and Kentucky Governor Matthew Bevin. Pompeo's address here will be one to look out for, the reason being that this will be the US Secretary of State's first foreign policy speech on India following the re-election of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This also comes days before Pompeo's scheduled visit to India. Remember, the United States has been pushing for a broader role for India in its strategically important Indo-Pacific region. India and US have been talking about the need for a free, open and thriving Indo-Pacific. In November last year, India, US, Australia and Japan gave shape to the long-pending quadrilateral coalition. The idea was to develop a new strategy to keep the critical routes in the Indo-Pacific free of Chinese influence. This, of course, comes in the backdrop of China's rising military maneuvering in the region.